Imagine if I walked up and I drew, oh no, let's look like this because you guys are listening to me. Let's say you drew a 6 on the ground. Everybody play hopscotch or something like that or whatever. You get the chalk. I know my kids had chalk and they'll draw it on the concrete or something. And you draw a 6. Now I walk up to that 6, and because I'm looking at that 6 from a different perspective, I say it's a 9. The question that I'm asking you is, if you drew the 6 on the ground and I walk up and I say that it's a 9 because I'm looking at it from a different perspective, who's correct? I want you to think about that. Who's correct? Here's what I would tell you. The person who is correct is the one that drew it on the ground. It doesn't matter your perspective on how you're looking at it. I'm the author of the drawing. I drew it on the ground. And if I drew it on the ground and I drew it as a 6, it's a 6. I don't care if you're looking at it from a different angle and you see a 9. But see, this is how we do with biblical interpretation, because we interpret it a certain way. We go ahead and assign that meaning to the author when the author actually meant the verse. He had an understanding. He had a meaning when he wrote the verse. And I think that's a good way of looking at it. So authorial intent is very important when we talk about interpreting scriptures. As a matter of fact, in biblical hermeneutics, authorial intent is a foundational principle because it aims at interpreting scripture based on what the biblical writers inspired by God originally meant, rather than imposing modern assumptions on the text. As a matter of fact, this view and understanding of authorial intent will help open up the Bible to you and the understanding of to you in a greater way. When you go to church, you want to make sure that the preacher is teaching to you out from what the author intended the verse to say.